Okay, Karen, good morning. Laura, good morning. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Morning, good morning. Laura, Karen, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, we are going to start our English class. But first, as always, you need to accept the recording of this session. So write in the chat that you accept the recording, please. Thank you. Okay, perfect, Melissa. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to start our English class. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second, please. Turn your microphone on. And here we have. Okay, can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen? Okay. Okay. So we are going to start our English class. For today, we have the unit 3.1 on the news. This is the agenda for today, but first, don't forget that our final exam is on December 11th, okay? And it's 30%, right? I'm gonna say this part in Spanish because it's very important. No olvidar que nuestro examen final es el 11 de diciembre y que este equivaldrá al 30% de la nota, ¿ok? Para que lo tengan presente. El primer corte fue 35%, segundo corte 35%, tercer corte 30%, y este lo da el examen final. Para que puedas acceder al examen final, debes haber finalizado la unidad 3 hasta la 3.5 antes del día 11 de diciembre. Okay, so we're going to start our English class. This is the agenda for today. Number 1, we have reading activity, final English exam preparation number 1. Number 2, on the news. In this topic, we are going to talk about words related to communication media, the radio, the TV, and the press. And the last one, we are going to compare passive voice in simple present versus passive voice in simple past. So this is the agenda for today. We are going to start. Reading activity, final English exam preparation number 1 in Spanish. Vamos a empezar ya con la preparación final de nuestro examen, con algunos ejercicios en cada una de las sesiones para que vaya teniendo en cuenta los procesos que vamos a ir desarrollando en el examen y pues esté preparado frente a la prueba. Okay, so for today we have 2 activities. This is the activity number 1. Okay, page 48. Okay, so we have 24 room micro apartment. What's the idea? You are going to read the text. You are going to read this text, try to understand what is it about, check the words that you don't understand. Okay, check the words that you don't understand. Here we have. Hong Kong is a busy and exciting city with a population of more than 7 million. Like most people in Hong Kong, the architect Gary Chan lives in a small apartment. But Gary's apartment has a difference. He can move the walls. It's only 32 square meters, but he can create a lot of new rooms inside it. When you come into the apartment, you see just one room. There's a wall with TV on it, If you move this, you find a kitchen with a sink and stove. Next to the kitchen, there's a small wall with a washing machine behind it. Back in the main room, are there any chairs? No, there aren't any chairs, armchairs, but there is a small sofa on the wall. You can lift the sofa, pull down the wall, and it becomes a double bed. There are some shelves for books next to the bed, and there's a desk under the shelves. Another wall in the main room has shelves for Gary's 3,000 CDs. If you move this wall, you find a bathroom behind it. Is there space for visitors? Gary can cover the bathtub to make a bed for guests. In total, Gary can make 24 different rooms, including a dining room, a study, and a movie room. There is no balcony, but Gary doesn't mind. He has enough space to have dinner with friends, do yoga, and even have a party. So, what's the idea, students? You are going to read the text again. Read the text again. Okay. Read the text again and answer the questions. For example, the question number 1 is, what is Gary's job? It's like in Spanish, ¿cuál es el trabajo de Gary? Okay, what is Gary's job? For example, a doctor, a teacher, a accountant. Well, what's the Gary's job? ¿Cuál es el trabajo de Gary? Number 2, how does Gary make the different rooms? How does Gary make the different rooms? ¿Cómo Gary, cierto? Hace los cuartos diferentes. ¿Qué hace él para que los cuartos sean diferentes? Good. Number 3. Number 3. Where is his bed? It's like, ¿dónde está su cama? Where is his bed? Number 4. Where can guests sleep? ¿Dónde pueden los visitantes dormir? Where can guests sleep? Number 5. According to the text, what free time activities can Gary do in the apartment? De acuerdo al texto, ¿qué actividades en el tiempo libre puede Gary hacer en el apartamento? So the idea, students, is that you have the possibility to read again the text, okay? Try to understand the vocabulary. If you don't understand, for example, exciting, so check in a dictionary or maybe Google Translator, what is the meaning of exciting, for example, okay? Try to understand. When you finish that, you are going to answer the questions, for example, number 1, and you are going to write the answers, just the answers in our chat. Después de que hayan revisado el vocabulario, entendido el texto, ¿cierto? Aquí hay unas imágenes para que lo ubiquen. Van a responder las preguntas en nuestro chat para ir dejando la evidencia del trabajo del día de hoy. What is Gary's job? How does Mary make the How does Mary make the different rooms? What is his bed? Where can guests sleep? According to the text, what free time activities can Gary do in the apartment? Is clear that? ¿Es clara la primera actividad? ¿Me confirman, por favor? Okay, Laura. Is clear the activity? Laura? Okay, perfect. Laura, and about the time, I think that we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes is okay for you? 10 minutos está bien para ti, Laura? Okay, perfect, Laura. So, let's start. Iniciemos, por favor. Dejemos la evidencia en el chat del trabajo realizado el día de hoy. Let's start. Laura, I prefer in English, right? I prefer in English. But if you want in Spanish, don't worry. Okay, Laura? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So let's continue. Hello, hello, Lina. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's continue with the activity. Lina Saavedra, good morning. Okay, Laura, did you finish? Laura, did you finish? Okay, number 3. So we have 3 minutes more, right? Tenemos 3 minutitos más. Continúa. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Hello, hello, Lina. Nice to see you again.
Hello, teacher.
What happened? What happened? Are you okay?
Yes, teacher. Ay, perdón por no haber contestado antes.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry, Lina. Okay, Lina and Laura, we are going to socialize this exercise because we don't have enough time. Then we have to continue with another activity. So we are going to start. Good. So the first question is, what is Gary's job? So the answer is very easy. Okay. He is an architect, right? He is an architect. So no problem. I'm going to check the chat. Give me a second. Okay. An architect. Very good, Laura. Well, and Lina too. Good. So let's continue with the question number 2. The question number 2 is, how does Gary make the different rooms? How does Gary make the different rooms? Okay, the answer is yes, very good, Laura, it was okay. So the answer is he can move the walls, okay? He can move the walls. It's like él puede mover las paredes, ¿no? He can move the walls. Por eso hace tantas habitaciones. Okay. Number 3. Number 3. Where is his bed? Where is his bed? Okay, I'm gonna check the answer here. The bed is in the sofa. Okay, here we have where is his bed? Yeah, his bed, it's inside the wall. Yes, inside the wall. It's like dentro de la pared, no? Inside the wall. Behind the sofa. Okay, inside the wall, behind the sofa. Yes, inside the wall, behind the sofa. And here we have, this is the answer. Perfect. Okay, good. What about question 4? What about question 4? Where can guests sleep? Where can guests sleep? The answer here is Laura. Laura, I don't know. Okay, here we have.
I don't know too.
Yeah, here the answer is he can sleep on top of the bathtub. Okay, he can sleep on top of the bathtub. So here we have the answer. Wait a minute. Okay. If you move this wall, you find a bathroom behind it. Is there a space for visitor? Gary can cover the bathtub to make the bed for guests. Okay, here is the answer. And number 5 is, according to the text, what free time activities can Gary do in the apartment? For example, de acuerdo al texto, ¿qué clase, cierto, de actividades en el tiempo libre puede Gary hacer en su apartamento? Do yoga, number 1, okay. Have a party, okay. Have dinner with friends, yeah. And for example, watch a movie. Yes. Okay. So this is the first activity Laura wrote here in our chat. Do yoga, party, have a dinner. Okay, very good, Laura. So what's idea, students? My recommendation, please don't forget, first you need to read, try to understand what's the general idea of the text, okay? Then read the answers, the questions, sorry, read the questions, and then read again. Check the words that you don't understand, okay? Try to select the best option. Mi recomendación para el examen final, y esto es práctica para las personas que acabaron de ingresar, estamos haciendo como un feedback, una retroalimentación para nuestro examen final. En cada una de las sesiones lo vamos a hacer. Entonces, mi recomendación es revisar el texto primera vez, darse una idea general, luego ir a leer las preguntas, luego nuevamente leer el texto, revisar el vocabulario, que ahora sí lo entendamos mucho mejor, y responder o seleccionar la opción que me están indicando. En este caso la están escribiendo ustedes, pero que tenga lógica con lo que están planteando en cada uno de los textos. Okay. So this is the first activity. Now we have, sorry, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, perfect. And 54. 54. Okay. So in this exercise, we are going to talk about Portugal and its capital, Lisbon, right? Portugal. So what's the idea, students? Here we have Read the description of Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. Match the pictures A from A to E with paragraph from 1 to 5. Here we have picture number 1 or A, number 2 or B, number 3 or C, number 4 or D, and number 5 or E. Lisbon, a city by the sea. Okay. For example, number 1, Lisbon's the capital city of Portugal. It's on the river Tejo and it's next to the sea. Okay. Lisbon's a pretty small capital city. About 550,000 people live there. So you are going to try to match the number 1, for example, number 1, okay, with one of them. One, just one. Okay, you have to select one of them. So what's the idea? You are going to read. Tell me.
No, teacher. No, no.
Okay, okay. Okay. So the idea is that you are going to select just one of them. For example, if you think that number 1, you are going to check the photos. You think, okay, here, for example, the capital, people there, okay, near to the sea. So you are going to select, for example, the option is this one. Okay. So write in the chat 1. The answer is D. It's just one example, right? If you think that number 2 is this one, so you say write in the chat 2. The option is B. Okay, I'm gonna repeat. Examples, I don't know. So you are gonna read, students, again. You need to read 2 times. The first one, remember, we are talking about Portugal, its capital. Recuerden, la generalidad del texto es hablar de la capital de Portugal, Lisboa. Okay? Then you are going to try to match from 1 to 5 with the pictures. Luego vas a tratar de organizar los textos, las frases que están de 1 a 5 con las imágenes que se presentan para que puedas visualizarlas. Okay? Is clear this activity? And don't forget, write the answers in our chat. No te les olvide escribir las respuestas en el chat, ¿ok? Para dejar la evidencia. Questions? Questions?
No, teacher.
No, it's clear? Okay, students. So write the answers in our chat. About the time, I think that we have 10 or 12 minutes, okay? So let's start. For a minute, give me a second. I'm gonna check the chat. Questions? Okay, perfect. So Lina and Andres, okay, Andres and Laura. Let's start. Okay, did you finish? Yes. Lina and Laura. Perfect. So we are going to socialize, right? We're going to socialize. We're going to check. Here we have perfect. Number one. The answer is number one. The answer is
B.
one is B. Yes, very good. One is B. What about two? Number two. The answer is
Confused.
D. The answer is D. Okay, D. All areas. Okay. Beautiful all jurisdictions. Okay. Narrow streets. Okay. Castle. Good. So what about three? Three is
E.
E. Yes, very good. E. Okay. Perfect with coffee. Good. So what about number five? Here we have number four, sorry.
C.
Number four is C. Yes, very good. It's pretty noisy at night sometimes. Okay. Here we have some clues. Okay, algunas pistas. Got out. Salir, no? Got out. Okay. And the last one, yes. Number five, it's very easy. The answer is A. Okay. But you can go swimming in the sea to cool down. Okay, very, very easy. Questions? No questions? Questions? Well, I think that this text is very, very easy. Okay, very, very easy. Here we have the answers. You can find here the answers. Number one, V. Number two, D. Number three, E. Number four, C. And number five, A. Perfect. So let's continue. Wait a minute. I'm gonna clean. Okay. Give me a minute. What about the text? Difficult, easy? ¿Qué hay del texto? Fácil, difícil? I think that it's very, very easy. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So let's continue. Let's continue. Here we have okay. This is the exercise number one, and here we have reading activity. Exercise number two. I like this activity. It's very, very funny. Here we have okay. Read the story and answer the questions. Read the story and answer the questions. Okay, here we have Nasreddin and the pot. Nasruddin and the pot. Do you know what does it mean pot? ¿Saben qué significa pot? In Spanish, pot is like a maceta, ¿cierto? Como una vasija, una maceta. And Nasruddin is the person. Nasruddin es la persona que va a aparecer en nuestra obra. Nasruddin and Ali. Son dos personajes. Nasruddin and Ali. ¿Ok? Listen. Vamos a escucharlo. Es muy cortico.
Nasruddin and the pot. One day, Nasruddin borrowed a pot from his neighbor Ali. The next day, he brought it back with another little pot inside. "That's not mine," said Ali. "Yes, it is," said Nasruddin. "While your pot was staying with me, it had a baby." Sometime later, Nasruddin asked Ali to lend him a pot again. Ali agreed, hoping that he would once again receive 2 pots in return. However, days passed and Nasruddin had still not returned the pot. Finally, Ali lost patience and went to demand his property. "I am sorry," said Nasruddin. "I can't give you back your pot since it has died." "Died?" screamed Ali. "How can a pot die?" "Well," said Nasruddin, "you believed me when I told you that your pot had had a baby."
Okay, listen again, listen again. Listen again.
Nasruddin and the pot. One day, Nasruddin borrowed a pot from his neighbor Ali. The next day, he brought it back with another little pot inside. "That's not mine," said Ali. "Yes, it is," said Nasruddin. "While your pot was staying with me, it had a baby." Sometime later, Nasruddin asked Ali to lend him a pot again. Ali agreed, hoping that he would once again receive 2 pots in return. However, days passed and Nasruddin had still not returned the pot. Finally, Ali lost patience and went to demand his property. "I am sorry," said Nasruddin. "I can't give you back your pot since it has died." "Died?" screamed Ali. "How can a pot die?" "Well," said Nasruddin, "you believed me when I told you that your pot had had a baby."
Okay, so here we have, one day, it's un día, Nasruddin, o sea, la persona, borrowed a pot from his neighbor. Entonces le pidió prestado, ¿cierto? Una vasija, un jarrón a su vecino. Ali, se llamaba el vecino, ¿no? The next day, he brought it back with another little pot. Al siguiente día, él la trajo de regreso con otra pequeña vasija o maceta dentro. "That's not mine," said Ali. Esa no es mía, ¿no? Le dijo Ali. "Yes, it is." Sí lo es. Said Nasruddin. Dijo Nasruddin. "While your pot was staying with me, it had a baby." Mientras su maceta, su jarrón estuvo conmigo, tuvo un bebé. ¿Cómo así que tuvo un bebé? Bueno. Sometimes later, Nasruddin asked Ali to lend him a pot again. Algún tiempo más tarde, ¿cierto? Nasruddin le pidió prestado de nuevo un jarrón, una vasija, ¿no? A Ali again. Ali agreed, hoping that he will once again receive 2 pots in return. Entonces, otra vez, Ali acordó, esperando que de nuevo recibiera 2 vasijas, ¿no? 2 jarrones, 2 macetas. However, they passed and Nasruddin had still not returned the pot. Bueno, el tiempo pasó, Nasruddin no le regresó a él la maceta. Finally, Ali lost the patience and went to demand his property. "I'm sorry, Nasruddin, I can give you back the pot since it had died." Entonces, finalmente, Ali, pues como que perdió la paciencia, ¿cierto? Y fue a demandar su propiedad. Bueno, ¿qué pasó? "Lo siento", dijo Nasruddin. "No te puedes regresar la vasija, ¿cierto? Porque esta murió." "Died?" ¿Murió? Screamed Ali. "How can a pot die? ¿Cómo puede una vasija morir, no?" "Well," Say Nasruddin, you believe me when I told you that your pot has had a baby. Bien, si tú me creíste cuando yo te dije que había tenido un bebé, ¿no? Entonces ahí están las dos opciones. Cuando tuvo un bebé, supuestamente, y cuando murió. So, what's the idea, students? You are going to select one of them. Here, there are 6 questions. So, you are going to select one of them, okay? Who was the owner of the pot? Owner in Spanish is propietario. Who is the owner of the pot? Number 2, how many times did Nasruddin borrow the pot? ¿Cuántas veces pidió prestado Nasruddin la vasija, la maceta, el jarrón? How many pots did he give back to the first time? And number 4, why was the neighborhood happy to lend his pot a second time? Number 5, how many pots did Nasruddin return the second time? And number 6, what probably happened to the pot? So we are going to socialize the students one by one. Question number 1. If you know the answer, please write in the chat or maybe turn your microphone on. Si sabe la respuesta, por favor, encienda su micrófono o escriba la respuesta en el chat. Who was the owner of the pot? A, Nasruddin, B, Ali, and C, the baby. The answer is... What do you think? Laura and Lina. Tell me. Who was the owner of the pot? Nasruddin, Ali, or the baby? I'm going to check the chat. If you know the answer, no idea. ¿Quién fue el propietario del jarrón? ¿Quién era el propietario del jarrón? Nasruddin, Ali, or the baby? What do you think?
Ali.
Ali, yes. Ali es el propietario, ¿no? No hay problema. How many times, it's like ¿cuántas veces, how many times did Nasruddin borrow? Acuérdense esta palabra, borrow, pedir prestado. The pot. How many times did Nasruddin borrow the pot? ¿Cuántas veces, cierto? Nasruddin le pidió prestado la vasija, el jarrón. ¿Cuántas veces? Once, recuerden, una vez. Twice, 2 veces. 3 times, 3 veces. What do you think?
Once.
Once. No, sorry, try again. The answer is twice. 2 veces. Recuerden que la primera vez, ¿cierto? Le pidió prestado normal a su vecino, Ali, y él le regresó 2, diciéndole que la vasija, el jarrón, había tenido un bebé y él se la recibió. Luego, nuevamente, sometime later, mira, algún tiempo más tarde, Nasruddin asked Ali to lend him a pot again. Nuevamente le pidió prestado una vasija de nuevo, entonces fueron 2 veces. Okay, number 3. How many pots did he give back the first time? How many? Acuérdense, ¿cuántos o cuántas? How many pots did he give back the first time? ¿Cuántas vasijas le regresó la primera vez? No one, ninguna. 1 or 2. What do you think? How many pots did he give back the first time? ¿Cuántas vasijas le regresó la primera vez? What do you think? Number 3. No idea. Okay. The answer is 2. Entonces, ¿cuántas vasijas le regresó la primera vez? Entonces, la primera vez le regresó 2. ¿Por qué? Porque él le prestó una, ¿cierto? Y después le dijo que esa había tenido un bebé. O sea, 2 vasijas. Ok. Why was the neighborhood happy to lend his pot a second time? ¿Por qué estaba el vecino como tan feliz de prestarle a él esas vasijas, ¿no? Por segunda vez. He was greedy. He was a good neighbor. He had lots of spare pots. Entonces, the expression greedy. Greedy in Spanish is like avaro, ¿no? Greedy. Él era muy avaro. Él era un buen vecino, ¿cierto? Y él tenía bastantes vasijas, ¿no? ¿Qué piensan ustedes? ¿Por qué le prestó de nuevo otra vasija? What do you think?
The answer is B.
B. ¿Será que era un buen vecino? No. Sorry, try again. He was greedy. ¿Ok? Él era muy avaro. Correcto. Él pensó que Nasreddin le daría de nuevo 2 al regresar la segunda vez también. Como en la primera vez le devolvió 2 diciéndole que una era de que había tenido un bebé y él se la recibió. Él pensó nuevamente que si le prestaba una le iba a devolver 2 vasijas. ¿Ok? How many pots did Nasreddin return the second time? ¿Cuántas vasijas, jarrones, macetas, Nasreddin le regresó la segunda vez? ¿Ninguna? ¿Una o 2? ¿Qué piensan ustedes? ¿Cuántas le regresó la segunda vez? No iría. Ok, don't worry. The answer is no one, ninguna. No le regresó ninguna. ¿Por qué? Porque dijo que se había muerto, ¿no? La vasija. Entonces no le regresó nada. And the last one, what probably happened to the pot? Probablemente qué sucedió con el jarrón, con la vasija. ¿Cierto? ¿Qué habrá pasado? ¿Murió? Pues las cosas no mueren, ¿no? Eso es importante en su examen. No simplemente empezar a identificar la palabra. Como aquí está diet, como aquí está die, ¿cierto? Entonces, como aquí también está, ¿cierto? Entonces yo lo asocio y digo que murió. No, esto no está bien. ¿Por qué no está bien? Porque las cosas, en este caso, por ejemplo, una vasija no muere. Se quiebra, se rompe, se daña, pero no muere. Entonces hay que tener en cuenta la conexión de las ideas del texto con lo que me están preguntando. Ojo con eso. The neighborhood took it back. ¿Será que el vecino la tomó de nuevo? No. No murió. Entonces, por descarte, la respuesta es C. ¿Cierto? ¿Qué quiere decir? Nasreddin la guardó. El pasado del verbo guardar. Keep, kept. Okay, perfect. So, check again the text, students. Check again. Revísenlo de nuevo. And here we have this activity. Y aquí tenemos esta actividad. Okay, perfect. Here we have completed text. Este fue el texto que acabamos de trabajar de Nasreddin. Okay. What's the idea? You are going to complete this exercise in our chat. Van a tratar de completar este texto en el chat. Hace parte también del examen. Les va a aparecer un texto vacío y ustedes una serie de palabritas. Tienen que colocar las palabras en el espacio que ustedes consideren. Entonces es un ejercicio de práctica para ver eso. For example, I'm going to give you the words. Les voy a dar nuevamente el vocabulario de las palabras, las que están en color verde. Green color. However, in Spanish is sin embargo. ¿Ok? Sin embargo. Borrowed, it's like a pedir prestado. Lo trabajamos varias veces ahorita. Borrowed, pedir prestado. Said is the past of say. Es el pasado del verbo decir. Dijo. Had is the past of have. or in past perfect is the auxiliary. Had, la traducción es como el pasado del verbo tener, es decir, tuvo, o como auxiliar en perfecto, traduce había jugado, había peleado, había comido. Again, again, de nuevo, ok, de nuevo. Well, it's like a bien. How, como, back, de regreso, ok, espalda de regreso. Lost, perdido, desaparecido, ok. And receive, recibir, ok, recibir. So what's the idea? You are going to complete the text. And I think that about the time we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes is okay. Vamos a tratar de completar este texto, ¿cierto? Con las palabritas que están en color verde. And don't forget, write the answers in our chat. Por favor, no se les olvide escribir las respuestas en el chat para dejar la evidencia del trabajo en nuestra sesión. ¿Ok? Questions? Questions? Laura, Lina, Andrés, questions?
No, teacher.
Okay. So, let's start. Let's start. Iniciemos. 10 minuticos para eso, no tenemos más. Let's start. Okay, Lina. No problem. So here you can find the time is over, Lina. So here you can find the answers. Okay. You can find the answers. All of them. Difficult, easy. Tell me, Lina, was difficult? Was easy? Okay. Perfect. Okay, students. So let's continue. Okay, let's continue with our class. Here we have, give me a second. Here we have this exercise. Okay. This lesson will help you to learn the topics related to the week 11. You will learn about what's related to communication and media, the radio, the TV, and the press. And we're going to compare passive voice in passive and active voice in simple present versus past simple. Okay. The first part is what's related to the radio. Okay. Please, you need to study this vocabulary by yourself. Okay. Study this vocabulary by yourself. All of them. What's related to TV. This is a TV studio. Study this vocabulary, students. Okay. Study this vocabulary. Okay. Study this vocabulary. And here we have words related to press. Study this vocabulary. Okay, you have to study this vocabulary by yourself. To finish our class, we have contrasting passive voice in present simple versus past simple. Vamos a contrastar, a comparar, a mirar cuáles son las estructuras de voz pasiva en presente simple y pasado simple. So here we have this activity. Contrasting passive voice in present simple versus passive voice in past simple. Entonces tenemos aquí un cuadrito donde vamos a hacer esa estructura o ese cambio de estructura para que ustedes comiencen a identificar. Active voice and passive voice. Aunque me dice que simplemente lo vamos a contrastar en voz pasiva, vamos a empezar a trabajarlo, ¿ok? También con la voz activa. For example, I'm going to say, Lina. Lina dance salsa and merengue. Vamos a decir que Lina baila salsa y merengue. Ok. Lina dance salsa and merengue. Entonces estoy diciendo que Lina baila salsa y merengue. Si yo quiero colocar esa oración en pasado, voy a decir, I'm gonna say it, Lina danced salsa and merengue. Entonces voy a decir luego que Lina bailó en pasado, ¿cierto? Que Lina bailó salsa y merengue. ¿Qué me dice la voz pasiva? Me dice, identifique cuáles son los objetos. En este caso, el objeto de estudio es la salsa y el merengue. ¿Cierto? Step number one. Ese sería el paso número 1. Salsa y merengue. Como son dos ¿ok? Tenemos que empezar a identificar si son plurales o singulares. Recuerden, singular es solo uno, ¿ok? Plural, dos o más. Salsa and merengue. Como son dos, are. ¿Por qué are? ¿Por qué no coloco was o were? ¿Cierto? Porque estamos hablando en presente. Y eso es importante que les quede claro. Estamos hablando en presente. ¿Ok? Entonces, debe haber el auxiliar, el verbo to be, en pasado. En presente, perdón. Presente. Merengue and salsa are. Merengue y salsa son. Vamos ahora a colocar el verbo. Dance. Recuerden que este verbo, dance, debe ir en pasado participio. Es decir, debe ir en la tercera columna de los verbos. En este caso, es un verbo que es regular, es decir, termina en ed. Lina danced salsa and merengue. Salsa and merengue are danced by her. Salsa y merengue son bailados por ella. Veremos acá en la oración de pasado simple. Lina danced salsa and merengue. Bailó. Bailó. Entonces nuevamente me dice salsa y merengue. ¿Cierto? Fueron. No puedo colocar was. ¿Cierto? Permítanme acá. No podría colocar was. ¿Por qué no puedo colocar was? Porque son dos objetos acá. Es la salsa y el merengue. Entonces, para singular sí podría colocar was. Pero como es una oración plural, debo colocar were. ¿Okay? Salsa and merengue were. Nuevamente, verbo en participio. ¿Cierto? ¿Por quién? Por ella. Lina danced salsa and merengue. Salsa and merengue are danced by her. Lina danced salsa and merengue were danced by her. Entonces, Lina baila salsa y merengue son bailados por ella. Lina bailó en pasado salsa y merengue, ¿cierto? Fueron bailados por ella. Let's check the example number 2. Miremos este ejemplo, ejemplo número 2. Me dice la oración. She eats 2 cakes. Ella, ¿cierto? Come 2 pasteles. Entonces vamos a tratar de poner esta primera frase en pasado. El pasado de eat. She ate. Ok. Cakes. Ella comió 2 pasteles. ¿Cierto? Ella come 2 pasteles. Ella comió 2 pasteles. Ahora, ¿qué debemos hacer en voz pasiva? Identificar la cantidad de objetos. En este caso, 2 cakes. Como es presente simple, colocamos la expresión are. Verbo en participio y el complemento. No lo pueden colocar o no lo pueden colocar, es opcional. 2 cakes are eaten by her. Entonces, ella come 2 pasteles son comidos por ella. ¿Correcto? Number 2, número 2. She ate 2 cakes. Nuevamente, 2 cakes, 2 pasteles, ¿cierto? Fueron, en pasado, comidos por ella. ¿Ok? She eats 2 cakes. 2 cakes are eaten by her. She ate 2 cakes. 2 cakes were eaten by her. Entonces, ella come 2 pasteles son comidos por ella. Ella comió 2 pasteles fueron comidos por ella. Identifiquen siempre en la voz pasiva el verbo to be y el verbo en participio. ¿Ok? Well, students, so the time is over. El tiempo está finalizado. Don't forget, final exam December 11th. ¿Ok? No se les olvide que nuestro examen final se desarrollará el día 11 de diciembre. So that's all for today. Thank you for coming and see you next class. Bye bye.